Hey everyone, welcome back to Titanic. It's Alexa here. There are many ways in which we decide if a person is attractive or not, and most of it takes place subconsciously. Our brains are powerful machines that influence our perceptions of various traits and others. These are the tests our minds perform in the background of our everyday normal thoughts. These are the psychological secrets of attraction. Symmetry. Did you know that your brain makes a judgment on others' faces by how symmetrical they are? It's true. Symmetry has been found to be one of the most attractive features for the human face to possess. Most celebrities and people you find beautiful probably have nearly perfectly symmetrical faces. In case you're wondering what we mean by symmetrical, we just mean that the more both sides of a face match each other precisely, the more attractive that person tends to be considered. Scientifically, this symmetry makes for quite the beautiful human being. Oxytocin. Do you know why kissing feels so darn good? It's because of the chemical oxytocin, which is released when you intimately kiss somebody. The chemical is known as the love drug, and it helps people feel close to each other as it's scientifically proven to be involved in bonding. And that's not just in humans. Oxytocin is also released in pets when they're petted by their owners for an extended period of time. It also plays a massive part in the birthing process and the bonding between mother and baby during feeding. It seems that the chemical has an essential role in love in general, so it's no surprise that it helps out all the way back at the beginning with something as simple as a kiss. Your parents influence your attraction. So you were born to parents who were a bit older, Well, did you know that people whose parents were on the older side when they had them tend to find older-looking faces more attractive? Women whose parents had wrinkles and weathered skin are more likely to find those traits attractive in a potential mate than a guy with a younger face. These women will seek out older men for both flings and long-term relationships. The same goes for men. Those with older mothers tend to find older women more attractive and will seek them out for long-term relationships. However, their father's age and looks don't play a role in what a man finds attractive. It's also been found that we're more likely to go after someone that looks like us because we rank them as more attractive based on traits we share in common. We sure are strange beings. Limbal Rings. Did you know that people subconsciously judge the limbal rings in your eyes? In case you're unaware of what limbal rings are, they're the dark circles that surround your iris that enhance the brightness and whiteness of your sclera, the whites of your eyes. A study done at the University of California at Irvine had people rate sets of identical faces with only the limbal rings differing. The participants scored the pictures where the limbal rings were darker and more well-defined as being more attractive than photos where the limbal rings were less noticeable. The most likely reason for this is that the well-defined rings are symbols of health and youth. The ring is at its thickest and darkest in your early 20s and fades dramatically throughout the rest of your life until it becomes nearly non-existent. Women and men are basically the same. Now this is pretty interesting. Researchers at Northwestern University hosted a speed dating study that came up with some very exciting results. If you think that women are pickier or have higher standards than men, you're wrong. In the study, the men stayed seated while the women rotated around the room, going from table to table, and as they approached each new table, their standards seemed to lower. The study found that regardless of the gender, whoever it is that makes the first move tends to be less picky than the people they approach. It concluded that when we put in an effort, we tend to be more interested in somebody than if they'd approached us and we didn't have to do anything. Remember that the next time you approach somebody, they may not be as interested in you as you are in them. Androstadianone. This odorless derivative of testosterone that's found in the sweat of men can be enough to drive a woman crazy. When they breathe it in, they tend to give guys higher attractiveness ratings than they would otherwise. Women become more aroused, attentive, and happier after only 15 minutes of exposure to this chemical naturally produced by men, and those effects can last for up to an hour. This was found in a study at the University of California at Berkeley that was led by Claire Wyatt. All men vary in their level of this chemical, so the effects could be lessened or greater man to man, and no, it doesn't brainwash women into doing anything they don't want to do. The chemical is subtle, but it does have a profound effect. Your body does some talking. According to a study done by Monica Moore at the University of Missouri, an average-looking woman may be approached by up to 4 men in just 1 hour. How and why were these men approaching these women? Well, the women were making more than 35 different body language gestures, which include neck caresses, hair flicks, darting glances, arm flexes, smiles with eyebrows raised, and other displays. Courtship displays are very common in nature and are done by many an animal, so it's no surprise that they'd work with humans humans as well. The study then placed a beautiful woman at the bar and had her do nothing, and as expected, she wasn't really approached at all. It's when a woman's body language expresses interest that men become confident enough to approach and make an attempt at courting. The takeaway: don't be rigid. Red is an attractive color. Humans are instinctively attracted to the color red, and wearing the color increases a woman's chances of being asked out. It also increases the likelihood of her date going all out for a girl. At least that's what a study at the University of Rochester found. Red is associated with fertility. Thus, women who wear it are generally perceived as more sexually receptive. No wonder girls wearing it are more likely to get their way. The study also found that women who posted photos of themselves wearing any shade of red on dating websites were 2 times more likely to be interested in casual hookups than others wearing different colors. Red for men is subconsciously seen as a color of power, and those wearing things like a red tie are often scored higher in attractiveness ratings. So if you want to be noticed, wear red, as women are seen as sexier in the color and men are seen as more powerful. Perfume choices. While we know that perfumes and colognes often make people smell better and more attractive, we don't realize that they're creating a combination of their own natural scent and an added one. And the thing is, most people subconsciously know what works with their body chemistry and often pick scents that accent them personally. A study at the Max Planck Institute in Germany found that people who share the same variants of genes in the immune system often like the same scents. A Czech study was done that mixed participants' sweat with their perfume of choice, and impartial noses rated the resulting mixes much higher than the mixtures of sweat with random fragrances. This just goes to show that you should probably buy your perfume or cologne, and that you should trust your nose when doing so. Vocal changes may attract a mate. A study at the McMaster University in Canada found that when a woman flirts, the pitch of her voice rises a notch or two, whether she's aware of it or not. That's a good thing though, considering men tend to find the higher-pitched, dulcet tones more attractive than deeper ones. The study also found that a woman's highest pitch often comes around the time of ovulation, when she's most fertile. And coincidence or not, this is the time of the month where men give female voices their highest attractiveness ratings. So whether you know it or not, your voice is putting out a call to the men of the world with slight changes that signal just what's going on inside your body at any given time. Garlic may help you smell more attractive. A study was done in the Czech Republic where researchers asked participants to wear scent-trapping pads in their armpits and consume garlic cream cheese over the course of a week. The next week, the participants still wore pads but switched to regular cream cheese. Female judges then smelled the scent pads, and can you guess which ones smelled less intense, more attractive, and more pleasant to them? The pads worn while the participants were eating garlic for a week. This may be because garlic improves metabolic functioning and contains antioxidants, which could enhance the natural odors your body produces. Garlic also has antibacterial properties and may kill off the odor-causing microorganisms in your sweat. So, contrary to popular belief, eating garlic may get you more dates than vice versa. Oral interference. We all know that oral contraceptives can be helpful and useful, especially when one is in a romantic relationship, but did you know that they could lead to problems down the line? A study done in the UK found that women who used oral contraceptives when they first met their partner are more likely to be sexually dissatisfied and turned off. They were also much more eager to fantasize about affairs and leaving their partners. Research shows that women on the pill and under the influence of low fertility and high progesterone often seek out relationship-worthy qualities rather than sexual qualities. The pill might also cause women to change or even reverse their usual body odor preference. Talk about a catch-22. We've seen a whole lot of what's behind attraction already, and we still have one more remarkable fact to go. But first, we'd like to ask you, what kinds of things do you find tantalizing in men, women, or both? Let us know down in the comments below. Hunger and preference. Researchers Martin Tovey and Viren Swamy found that a man's choice in a woman's body shape may change according to how hungry he is. The two stopped various men outside of a campus dining hall and then asked them to look at several dozen women and rate their body shapes. All of the men preferred women that were in the average weight range, but something interesting did emerge. Men who had not eaten yet were more attractive to women on the heavier side than those who had already eaten their lunches. Then Then, the two did a follow-up study that dealt with stress instead of hunger, and again got some pretty exciting results. Those in a stressful situation preferred curvier and even overweight women than their mellow peers. So the findings seem to show that when a man is hungry, uncertain, or feels threatened, he may, in fact, prefer more robust-looking women. This could be because they subconsciously remind him of nurture, control, independence, and strength. If this video gave you insight into just what it is that makes us tick, hit the like button below. Subscribe to our channel below or by clicking our logo on this screen, and check out this video that we handpicked just for you.